Alright guys, Murray here with Murray's Mobile Mechanics and welcome to the channel. So today we just got to our first job of the day. We got a 2016 Nissan Versa and then we got the 2016 Ford Transit. So on the Transit we'll be doing just the oil change, and on this one we'll be doing the battery, transmission mount, front brake pads and rotors, and the serpentine belt. So these are the supplies for the Transit: engine oil and oil filter, and then we got the serpentine belt, the battery, gold brake pads and rotors, and then we got the transmission mount right there. And pretty much those are the tools. First of all, we'll start by testing the battery on the Versa, and we got the jack. I just need to grab the jack stand. So pretty much we'll start with the Transit, just doing the oil change because the customer wants to use this one as soon as possible, and then we'll remain with this one. We'll change the other stuff. So you can see our Transit is jacked up on the driver's side and secured by the jack stand. So we'll crawl under the vehicle, drain the oil, and take out the filter. Alright guys, so make sure you got the drain. Our drain plug is located right there, and we use a 50mm socket with a ratchet. Alright guys, so we're just dripping right now, which is okay. Make sure you inspect your drain plug, make sure the gasket is right on, and for you to actually drain the oil faster, make sure the oil cap is out. So right now I'll go ahead and put the drain plug back on. Alright guys, so this is the oil filter. It's located in front after the cross member. This is the cross member right here, just in front on the driver's side. We got the new filter. Take it off the box. We are using extended life filter, good for these newer vehicles. We take the plastic off. Never use a screwdriver to pop it, just take it off like so, and then we'll put a slim film of oil on the gasket. This is for good sealing. So right now we'll go ahead and install the new filter, and then we go from there. So you don't have to go too crazy, just snag it just like so, and then wipe it around. And now we'll drop the vehicle and fill it up with some fresh oil, and then reset the light at the end. Alright guys, so it's time to actually fill up the vehicle with fresh oil. You can see it says 5W20. We're using 5W20 for synthetic. Make sure your funnel is clean, and make sure it's in the right oil. We got 5 quarts in there, and then I think we got extra in that makes 6 quarts, because this vehicle takes 6 quarts. So right now, make sure when you're buying the oil, this thing you're the one breaking the seal. So if it is tampered with, don't buy it, return it. So I'm gonna fill up 6 quarts in here, and then we'll fill up in the vehicle. You see we got 6 quarts, so it's time to fill up the vehicle with some fresh oil. So now go inside the vehicle, run it, reset the oil life, and then we should be good from there. So you can see we got oil change required. I don't remember how to reset this, but let's figure it out together. So I guess you have to turn the vehicle off, and then I think we use this panel on the left side of the steering wheel to reset the oil life. We'll turn the car on the on position, and then we'll cycle through. Can't remember on the Ford. It's been a long time since I did one of these, but we'll see. So I think you go to that screen on the menu right there. Let me see if I can focus on the menu right there, and then you have to scroll down using these buttons. Let's see if we can capture what we're doing together. I think you go that way, then go trip to information. I think we go back. Let's go to settings. Let's try convenience. No. Let me figure it out, and then I'll let you know. I think this one, you have to do it pressing the gas pedal and the brake pedal at the same time. So press the gas pedal and accelerate at the same time, and then we'll turn it on. You can see right there it says service or reset in progress. So that's how you reset it. You have to step on the brake pedal, gas pedal, all the way to the floor, and then turn the car on. Not the engine running, just on the on position accessory mode, and then you wait for that. Actually, you can see right now it says reset complete. That's how you reset the light. So we'll turn the car off, and then we'll try to run it to see if our message will pop up. You can see it says 0 message active, so we should be good right there. We just have to go back to, I think it was trip 1, and we'll leave it right there. We'll just go check the dipstick and then check if there's any leaks. So at the bottom we are good, no leaks. That's a good sign. And now let's check our oil level through the dipstick. Wipe it and put it back on, and then pull it out, and we are in the good zone right there. So that's on the money right there. So oil on this one, oil change on this one is done. So I saw a couple of things when I was under the vehicle. Let me get pictures. I think the outer tie rod boots are actually cracked, so let me get a picture for the customer, and then we'll switch to the Versa. So you can see that's on the passenger side. I'll get a picture for the customer, and we'll check the other side as well. All right guys, so we just got down with the Ford Transit, and you can see this is our oil. Nasty. It was due for an oil change for sure, and definitely we did one. So right now we are going back to the Versa, which is pretty much right here, 2016, and we'll be doing, as I said, the battery, serpentine belt, front brake pads and rotors, and then the transmission mount. So we'll start by testing the battery, and to do that we'll be using the top down BT600 to test the battery before we replace it. So if the battery fails, we're going to replace it, and because the transmission mount is at the bottom of the battery, we're going to take off the battery completely, take off all the air hoses. You can see this one was stepped. That was some ingenuity right there. This one was stepped, so we'll take the air hose off, the battery out, battery bracket, and then we'll get to the actual transmission mount. So if you follow me on YouTube, you'll be able to find the video where I did the transmission mount on the Nissan Versa. So I'm not going to show exactly how it is taken out, but how to get to it, and then, you know, just replace it. Check out that video. It will guide you step by step. So the way this one works, you connect it to the red to the positive and black to the negative, and then you need to light up. Just follow the prompts, enter your battery type, code cranking apps, and then it will show you the results of the battery. So this one is the regular flooded code cranking amps. This one is 750, so enter 750 code cranking amps on it, and then just follow the prompts. So right now it's testing the battery, and you can see the battery has failed. It says replace right there. So we'll replace the battery, and then we'll make a printout for the customer so that we actually do the test, and then it's just professional. So definitely we'll give the customer the report, and then let me go ahead and take out the battery and then access the transmission mount. So we got a bracket holding the battery down. We're going to use a T30 with the Milwaukee right there. So after taking the barrier out, this is how we are looking. We have to take off these two 10mm bolts right here. We gotta take off these 12 or 13mm bolts. I can't remember, but I will let you know. We got two nuts this side. We got two 10s this side, and then we have to actually unclip this electrical and then slide it out. And then I can't remember very well. There should be two more bolts inside there once you take this bracket out, and then pretty much we should have access to the transmission mount. So I'll put back these two 10mm bolts right here so that we don't forget where they came from. There's a lot of 10mm bolts. The two here will be these, and then now we got two 13mm bolts this side, and then the nuts this side, and then these are the two 10mm bolts I was telling you about. So we'll take those out, and this tray should be actually able to come out. Alright, so you see, once you take all the bolts out, if you try to move it like this, it's not going away because of the two 10mm bolts, and then the other plastic clips at the bottom. We just compress these with the pliers, and then it should come out. So we'll break loose these with the 10mm manual ratchet, and then we'll switch to the ratchet to speed up the process. So these are pretty much loose, but it's getting tricky to actually use even a ratcheting wrench. So if you got big fingers, you're in for it. So let's give it a shot. If you got small fingers, definitely it will be faster. But if you got the bigger ones like me, you gotta be patient. So we got the two out, and you can see now this thing can move up, and then we can actually slide the tray out. The reason why you have to separate it is because this thing houses a lot of wiring harnesses, so that's the only way. And the unfortunate thing is there isn't too much space in there, so that's how you get those two out. And then we are going to actually press these plastic tabs with the pliers, and then this tray should actually come out. So the tray still has some electrical harnesses connected at the bottom. I can see one right there. So let me disconnect that one and then I'll show you how it looks once it's connected, because right now you can see it's pretty much buried at the bottom. Alright guys, so this is what I was talking about. You can see this is the clamp which is pretty much on there. So I dismounted it from right there, and then we got another one at the bottom. We have to actually pinch it from right there. And then we can slide the tray out. Alright guys, so now the tray is out of the way. We got access to the mount, just the 3 nuts. There's one here, one on the other side, and one in the middle. So let me find the right sockets, and then we have to actually use a block of wood and the jack and jack it up at the bottom to take off the weight on the transmission, and then this mount should be out. So from the look of things, this mount to me looks like it's been replaced. I always tell my customers I don't like using these aftermarket mounts. They don't last for a long time, so we'll go ahead and replace with what we have. It's an AutoZone brand, but I'll urge the customer to organize some good money. We put the actually OEM one. It saves them a little bit of time. It might be a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. So let me set myself up and then we go from there. Alright guys, so we got ourselves situated. We have access to the transmission mount, and we got an 80mm nut this side, another one this side. This is a 16. So due to space, because of the electric box right here, we use, let me see, we use the 80mm deep socket, a wobble, and then the extension, and then for the other side it will just be straight on, and then a 60mm socket, deep wall as well, and then with the Mawaki stubby. So let's get going. So we got all the nuts out. What I'll do is I'm going to actually jack up the vehicle a little bit and then lower it to separate the transmission mount from the bracket right there. So we'll go up a little bit, and then let's see how we are looking. It's not budging, and then we'll go down a little bit. So now we gotta find where you can see it comes off just like so. After lowering the vehicle and jacking it up a little bit, it's made it loose. So you can see I don't see much stress on this mount. The only thing I'll say is these aftermarket mounts, they're not reliable. So we'll throw in one like the customer wanted, and then we'll go from there. So this is what I meant. You can see once I put my terminals back on the battery, connect them, and then we have this gap here. So we'll put a block of wood to prevent the battery from moving, swinging or moving back and forth. So let me connect the battery back on, and then we'll find a block of wood that will actually protect the battery from moving back and forth. Alright guys, so we got the battery on. I'm gonna recommend this air tube. You can see it was tapped and it cracked off when I was actually installing. So the good part is the mass airflow sensor is right here, so it's not going to affect anything. But definitely we are going to actually recommend this piece is only from here to here. So right now let me switch to the brakes and then we'll actually come to the belt. Alright guys, since we got the tire out, this is what we're gonna need. We're gonna need a C-clamp to compress the piston. We're gonna need some synthetic grease to lubricate the sliding pins. We also have some anti-seize to put on the bolts. We have a wire brush to clean the wheel bearing flange surface. We got the hanger to actually hang our caliper there, ratchet. We're gonna need 70mm socket for the two bolts on the caliper brackets to the knuckle, 40mm socket for the bolt for the actually caliper on the lower side. We got some brake clean. We got our cordless hypertough Walmart special. We're trying out this one. Our Mawaki gave up on us, so we're gonna use this one temporarily. You need the flathead screwdriver. We also need another wire brush on the impact. We're using the gold Duralast brake rotors, the same with the gold brake pads. That's the part number right there. So on brake pads and rotors, I don't actually mess around. I usually go with the gold because I don't want to do retain jobs. We got some brake clean. We got the tin foil to catch the dust and everything. Alright guys, in real time it took me 3 minutes 38 seconds to actually break everything apart and clean them. So right now you can see the piston, this part of the caliper is by itself, and then the caliper bracket is also right here, no hardware, cleaned it, and then the flange also is clean, the rotor is out. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put some anti-seize on the mating surface right there, just a little bit, and then we're going to put some synthetic brake caliper grease on the sliding pins, both on this one and then the other one, and then put some anti-seize on the bolts, these two bolts, and then put everything back together. We'll also put some grease on the caliper right there on these two spots, and then also around the piston right there, and then pretty much that should be it. So I forgot to mention, we are going to install new hardware which comes with the brake pads right there, and then since these are golds, you don't need to clean them with the brake clean. There's a black coating on them, you'll see, and then all we have to do is just drive it to take the coating off, and then we should be good. Alright guys, so putting back everything together took me about 5 minutes 38 seconds, so plus the other 3 minutes, that's pretty much 10 minutes to do brake pads on one side. So pretty much we are at a good spot right now. We'll put the wheel back on, even the other side, tuck them to spec, and then we'll go to the belt. So right now what I want to see is to make sure, this is a very important stage when you're doing a brake job. Make sure you got this, make sure these sliding pins are moving back and forth, and you hold the rotor in place. That's what you need, because when you compress on the brake pedal, the piston comes out and then pushes on the brakes, and then your car will stop. If you let go of the brake pedal, the sliding pin will help the piston to retract, or not retract, but to move back because of the sliding pin moving back and forth. If these are not working correctly, that's where you find you have a binding brake caliper and stuff like that, and then just the brakes not working correctly. So pretty much right now everything is good. I'm gonna put the wheel back on and then take care of the belt, and then we go from there. Alright guys, so now we got a better view on the belt right there. You can see at least I got some good lighting. Customer was told this belt is cracked, so I don't see any cracks. They're saying it's squeaking, so I'm going to run the vehicle and turn the AC and see what's exactly going on. I feel like on these Versas, if you don't get the right adjustment on the belt, it is going to squeak. So look at the belt, no cracks, no nothing. And if you come to the other side, I think you can even see the number on the belt. That's pretty much a decent belt. You can see the numbers are actually, they're actually pretty good. So I don't know what the shop was telling this customer about the belt. So all I'm going to say is you need to find a good mechanic who actually treasure your business and actually help you save some money. So in our case, let me test this belt and then we'll see how it's behaving, and then we're going to adjust it for the customer. So right now it's quiet, so let's try to see and turn the AC on. So I don't hear nothing. I think what's happening is it's happening at certain times, like maybe early in the morning when it's a little bit cold. So what I'll do is I'll just feel the tension on the belt and then adjust it, and then we should go from there. Alright guys, just from test driving the Versa, the brakes are holding okay. I didn't feel any difference in the mount, but definitely I'll let the customer know to deal with OEM parts. So just from test driving it, everything is good. I made sure I cleaned up as best as I can so that you don't leave a mess, because if you leave a mess, they'll never call you again. So pretty much this marks the two jobs I came for. I mean the two cars I came for, which is the Versa, brakes, battery check test, and battery replace, motor mount. The belt is good, it's a bit loose, but the tensioner is kind of messed up, so we'll let the customer know on that. And then the Ford Transit, we actually took care of it. So pretty much that marks the job for today. So pretty much right now I'm gonna reset and then go see what I have next on the schedule, and that's how we make that easy money in 3 hours.